What is this? Is it some sort of creepy abandoned house? Are we snooping around? Is this breaking and entering, or is this the Sometimes Vlog? It's a vlog that happens sometimes. No, we're not creeping around an abandoned house. Allie and I, you have to pardon Allie right now, she's a little bit terrified of bees, are at M&M Nursery in Orange, California. It's a plant nursery, and it's all built around this old house. This is actually a very interesting and unusual plant nursery. If you're like me and you're more used to, you know, the nurseries where their rhymes come from, or, you know, the garden section at Home Depot. Look how genuinely scared she is of bees. There are actually all kinds of bees. Look at this. Then this nursery will seem very unusual. Look at this bee. Behave, Mr. Bee. Whoa, bees. Bees! Bees everywhere. I have to stay calm. We have to remain calm. Come on, come on, come on. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Don't worry about the bees. There was one that came up in her face right before I started this, and you made this sound that I've never heard come out of a living human before. Could you replicate that sound? Like the ah! Like that, but just more intense. This is why M&M Nursery, and you can see the sign up here, M&M Nursery, this cool old mid-century sign, is super interesting because it's more of a nursery, not for regular gardens, but for fairy gardens. Look at this. It is a nursery that has all kinds of miniature plants and miniature scenery for fairy gardens. If you don't know what a fairy garden is, it's like basically exactly what it sounds like, a miniature tiny garden. So look at this. Not only do they sell complete fairy garden sets, oh, this is theme number 2. They also sell all these little supplies to make fairy gardens, and of course, the little miniature plants. Look at this, looks like little miniature apple trees, and look at, there's a little miniature cat on a miniature fence on a miniature bush with miniature flowers, and regular sized ants that look actually kind of enormous on that miniature bush. Look at this, Allie, look at this one. What do you see?
It says we believe in fairies.
We believe in fairies. It's so cute. I love things that are tiny and cute, and all of these things are tiny and cute. Look at this guy. He's a fairy just chilling in this trailer. If I lived in a trailer like that, but it had a cool garden like that with pink flamingos, would you still hang out with me?
If it looked just like that.
Yeah, if it looked just like that, that was the extent of my property. It was a
Yeah.
little round piece of someone else's backyard or something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're cool then, because that's exactly how I live in real life. Look at this, M&M. So there's all sorts of plants. Look at this. Look at this tree guy. He's reading, what else? Fairy tales here. M&M Nursery. It's on Tustin Avenue in the city of Orange. What happened? More bees? I just heard the sound like hee behind me, and it was more bees. Look at these. And they sell all of these fairy gardens. I have not seen any prices on these fairy gardens, so I'm not exactly sure how much like a set like this costs. Have you seen any prices on any of this? What? But you can see it's like super over. Well, these are the plants. Look at how overgrown and kind of janky and cool. This place has clearly been around for like a long time, and it's very comfortable. What'd you say?
This one's so cute.
Look at it. It's super 4th of July themed, huh? Look at this is the ocean and the beach. It's beach themed. You can get a beach themed fairy garden. Ooh, look, there's a little crab shack sign. So like I said, they have all the accessories. Oh, looks like a little miniature cactus, because that's exactly what it... Oh, look at the tiny glasses. Look how small they are. You could probably fit them. You could probably wear those glasses, to be honest, because you are pretty tiny yourself. Look at this one. Just coming home through my garden to my house. These are very small and cute. Wow, cute things. So like I said, it's been around for a long time. In addition to selling, obviously, these little kits and sets that they put together, and there's all the equipment to make your own and all the plants to make your own. Look at this one, for example. Shh, fairy sleeping. There's the little lived in a shoe, and look at, here's a little bicycle one. I'm gonna get back to that in a second. They also have their like quasi-permanent displays here like this. Look how extensive this is. It's like, it's a big wasp, but don't worry, it's flying the other way, Allie. It's like a little storybook land. Ooh, look, there's a little fairy hiding in here. Don't tell me that he's handsome and cute. I know that's what's coming next out of your mouth. Just but he's so cute. He's so dateable. I'm just kidding. I'm making that up. But look at this. Look at this one, looks depressed. She looks like she's been listening to too many emo songs. Just saying. Just saying. That fairy should probably buy some rock and roll records. Look at, there's a bird drowning in that bird bath. What is up with this fairy garden? It's like a den of horrors. Look at this giant spider web on this dog. Oh no, it's a secret horror movie scene. But look at, this one's got his property fenced off. Oh, so this is like a fairy village. Look, old McDonald's farm over here. We got the horse paddock. Look at these. And then of course, oh, look at this fairy. She's doing a little gardening of her own. I wonder if they can have a tiny fairy garden within a fairy. What are you looking at?
Inside here.
Inside the barn? Is there anything in there other than spider webs?
No.
No. That's cool. That's cool. Look at, they all live next to Mount Wanahaka Woogie back there. It's very nice. It's very sweet. Look at this fairy garden. It's cool. It's kind of like, one of my favorite things at Disneyland is Storybook Land. This is sort of build your own Storybook Land, kind of. M&M Nursery. Now, they don't know I'm filming here. I don't know if I'm allowed to be filming here. Allie's actually flying home tomorrow night. I'm just trying to spend as much time with her as I can. My only friend in the world. Before she takes off back to, where do you live? Somewhere far away, Northern California. North of Sacramento, the middle of nowhere. You can tell the bitterness is forming, just the sadness inside of my heart. So she's flying home tomorrow. We were just doing as much stuff as we can do today, and this is one of the things my mother actually was like, you've never been to M&M, you have to stop by. So, okay, so anyway, I don't know if they know that I'm filming, so any second they could scream at us and tell us to stop. I don't know if this will be the only sometimes vlog of the day. It might not be, but anyway, Allie's returning home after tomorrow night, so of course that means that starting on Thursday, I'm pretty much going to be pretty bummed out, and that's going to make me really hyper and go crazy, filming even more adventures and more things and being on the internet a lot and being back on Periscope a lot more. But until that time, I'm pretty much just gonna hang out with the best person in the world. It's too sad, I don't want to talk about it. So instead, I'm gonna look at this. Look at this one. This is like a little Japanese one. I don't actually really particularly care for the fairies themselves, do you? The fairies themselves are not my favorite part of these. All the rest of it, but I do like that. Look at the gnome. That is so cool. Some of you might remember a little, oh, that big giant butterfly flying by. It looked so giant compared to the little scenery here. Some of you guys might remember a little cartoon by the name of David the Gnome. Did you ever see David the Gnome, Allie? Before your time. David the Gnome. I can't remember the song now of David the Gnome, but dang it. Dang it. I feel like Tyler, if he didn't see the cartoon David the Gnome, and those of you who watched it will know what I'm talking about, he should have. Because I feel like it informed so much of his life. Look at this. Look at this little miniature tree for your fairy garden. And look how it's like, see, it's in this. So this is what you'd actually plant in the dirt. Then above it is a little miniature pot. And then there's a little miniature tree. Isn't that cute? It's so small. Ooh, look at this. A fairy tree house. Down here's your home, and then the bigger fairies climb past you, and then they hang out up here. And whoa! Look at this! Look at this one's kicked off his shoes. He had a little bit too much wine back there. He's just kicking off his shoes. He got stood up for a date apparently, and so he's just drinking, and he's sitting on the edge of this precipice, thinking a little too hard about his life. Don't do it, buddy. It's not worth it. Oh wait, he's got wings. It's fine if he jumps. Jump! 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 Look at this. There's little gardening hats. And little bunnies, and little cute things. Listen, I know that I'm a 6 foot tall grown man that was in a punk rock band and stuff, but I just like things like Disney, and I like things like gardens. Huntington Gardens is one of my favorite places in the world. You know me, we've been to arboretums together and all kinds of weird, wonderful things, aquariums. I just like little miniature things. That's why I like Disneyland so much better than Disney World, because Disneyland is so miniature and small. Walt wanted it that way. Walt Disney himself collected little miniatures like this, like little miniature fountains, furniture, little miniature guns. If you go to the Walt Disney Family Museum, you can see his collection of miniatures. Walt Disney was a man after my own heart. He loved tiny, little, cute miniature things. And really, you know, it's kind of the measure of a real man that you can be in love with tiny, cute little things and not feel ashamed. So I'm on that page. I'm on a whole other page now. When I was 15, I probably would have went, whatever now. Plants are lame, right? And flowers aren't cool. And now I'm like, oh, look at the flowers. I'm pretty, you know, Allie knows. She's been around me all week. I'm like, look at this cute little thing, right? That's pretty much Whatever, dude. No shame in my game. That's just how I roll. But look at this. Hopefully we won't get in trouble, so I'm going to show you guys the coolest part last. What? What happened? Where is it? Where's the bee? Where's the scary bug? Where is it? Come on. I really want to get you freaking out about bugs on camera. Because she came over to my house the other day and there were June bugs flying in front of the gate. And the squeal of terror was so intense. And you had an umbrella? And she had the umbrella. She was trying to like push the June bugs away with the umbrella. It was great. It was kind of awesome. Oh, I wish I had that on film. Look at, so there's a bunch made in little miniature wagons. Did you see the bicycle? Where was that bicycle one? There was one on like a big, oh no, look right here. Look at this. There's a fairy garden built into a bicycle. Like a little cast iron bicycle with little fairy stuff on it. I'm sure that's not a real functional bicycle, but it's a really cool bicycle. Look at that. So if you're looking for something for mom or somebody like me, M&M Nursery has all these kind of crazy stuff. And I keep mentioning what their name is over and over, not only because this place is super cool and so they deserve the attention, but I'm also just making sure that just in case they see this, they're not grumpy about me showing them. Some businesses are really weird about you showing their products. Like they don't want you to show, like, don't show our fairy gardens. What if somebody copies our idea? Well, fairy gardens are pretty common, so I don't think they have to worry about that. But some businesses get weird about it, and just because I never talked to them before I started doing this, I just want to make sure they know that even though I'm vlogging here, I want people to come here. It is pretty cool. Look at all this stuff. There's all these weird, cool statues, Japanese things, little people. What? What?
It's black.
Black. That is epic. I don't know what this is made of other than darkness. This is the kind of plant where you're like, yes, welcome. In this place we have the power of the cobra. Like if I built a temple to the power of the cobra, which I wouldn't do because it's not a real religion or anything, it's just a joke. But if there was a joke temple of the power of the cobra, I feel like the whole planet would have to be full of whatever this is. Also, some like black roses or something, just something tough. See, the thing is, when you're a manly man who wields the power of the cobra, it's okay to like cute flowers and little miniature gardens and fountains and beautiful, wonderful things. And by the way, they use these cute little plastic red wagons as like the shopping carts. So I've seen all these little old ladies pulling these real red wagons. You guys know that movie? Pulling these little red wagons full of cute little miniature fairy gardens out to their cars, and this place is really cute. I really want to show you the flowers, but I feel like Allie will be really terrified because there's probably bees over there. Let's go look at them. You should walk in front of me so I can see you dodge the bees, because it'll be a lot funnier that way. Look at this. There's all the, of course, the little Zen garden stuff. Oh, a butterfly. Look at that. Look. Oh man, when you get up close to them, they're really young. Ah! We're being attacked! We're being attacked! Where'd it go?
It's so pretty. It's right behind you.
Ah! It was pretty. Pretty terrifying. Okay, look at this. There's all the people trying to shop and have fun, and here I am screaming in the nursery. Everyone's trying to relax in the garden, and I'm screaming. Did you come here to nurture the vine, or were you just playing in the garden? Okay, that's a King of the Hill reference. That was one of the greatest shows of all time, too. I'm talking about all these TV shows. Anyway, so you can see kind of a normal plant nursery over on this side. Beautiful flowers, lots of tea garden looking type stuff. What kind of flower is this? Look at that. That looks super like the kind of flower that a bug would fly in and it would close and eat the bug. I doubt it. There's definitely a tiny spider living inside of that. Look at that. It's cool. Kind of weird and cool. I hate spiders, but at the same time, it's a sort of a know your enemy thing with me where I'm kind of fascinated by them. Like if I know there's a spider, I have to look at it, even though the whole inside of my body gets like really cold and sort of paralyzed with fear. Okay, let's make our way out of it. Oh look, Al. Look at this. Oh, heart-shaped bird bath. So small. Anyway, there's all kinds of miniature turf and miniature homes and miniature trees and miniature things. And I'm gonna die of an overload of cuteness. Also, this is super beautiful. Look at that. So go to Instagram, Live Fast Live for Instagram, and we'll post some pictures from here. Probably Allie will, because look at, she's taking them and I'm just sitting here vlogging and running my mouth. Here's one of the cool fairy gardens I saw. That's sort of one of their permanent displays. Look at this. Look at that. There's a unicorn. I knew it. I knew there was going to be at least one unicorn in a place like this. Like, you knew there had to be. I think there's a law that there must be. It's right here. It's hiding. Aww. Unicorns don't just run out in the open, Allie. Come on, think about it. You know.
That's why we never see them?
That's exactly why we know. Exactly. There you go. Look at, and there's all these hanging ones. I didn't even notice the hanging ones with the little, with the fairy. And I think I ruined your picture by sticking my finger in it. Look at this. There's a Siamese cat with that fairy. Aww. Yes, I know a lot of you are gonna, I'm using the word cute a lot and the word fairy a lot, and so a lot of you could put together some pretty negative jokes. But come on, be mature here, guys. There are important things like miniature gardens around. See, there's a frickin' spider right in there. Do you guys see? Hold on. It's right. How do I even gesture at it without it going closer? It's right in there. You see it? You see it? Do you see it? I don't know if anyone can see it. It's so scary. Anyway, look at. There's also what?
It moved.
Why? Why did it do that? There's also all kinds of miniature dragons, and look at this guy with the shovel, just hanging out there, hanging out. All kinds of people who look like they could be Tyler's relatives, because they're little beard of progress out gnomes, little Christian monks, and little Buddhist statues, and there's just some for everyone out here. People who believe in Jesus or Buddha or dragons or fairies or nothing. And also, if you're just really into like chicks with their heads carved out, like if you're just really into chicks that have no brains, you know. I know a lot of guys who are into chicks with no brains. Personally, I'm the other way around. I like girls, females. There's a spider web on my face. Are you freaking kidding me? I like the women around me to have brains, if possible. You know, if they were in some sort of horrible brain-removing accident, they can't help it, and it's really not their fault. But I'm just saying. Look at this dragon! And a toad! So anyway, this is pretty much build your own storybook land. I'm going to go through the shop, and I'm going to show the supplies. Then I'm going to end this. And then I'm going to come back to you, okay? You want to weigh in here? Okay. Allie's going to take perfect pictures and put them on the Live Fast Die Poor Instagram account. But look at this. I don't know if I'm allowed to film in here, so just look. There's little seashell ones. Look at this little Chinese guy one. This is so cool. I need this. I need this. I need this. Okay, I need all of these miniature things, but look at, build your own storybook land. Little animals, little plastic pigs, bridges, trailers, homes. This little miniature fencing, miniature bricks, miniature walkways. Look, gnomes and fairies. I'm not really, I don't know why. Why am I more of a gnome guy than a fairy guy? Probably because I am in fact a heterosexual male, surprisingly. But yeah. Oh, that's a good quote. I don't want to show you the quote. Post the quote on the Instagram for a surprise. And you can see, oh, it's so nice. She's got good pictures. She's got good pictures. Okay, so Allie's going home tomorrow. So we may do some more vlogging before she's gone, hopefully. But look at her. She's just a quiet girl. Looking at beautiful things. Having a good time. Best friend in the entire world. What? Bud?
The bee is like stuck in that spider thing, and the spider is up there trying to get it.
Where? A bee in a spider web? No, I don't see it. Come closer. You have to point it closer. Oh no, there's a bee stuck in a spider web up there. I really don't know who to root for in this scenario. Do you root for the spider killing the bee? Or do you root for the bee getting out of the horrible spider's web? Who do you root for? Okay, everyone vote in the comments now. Who do you root for? Do you root for the spider killing the bee, or the bee getting away from killing the spider? And who would win, spider or bee?
Well, if it's stuck, probably the spider, right?
If it's stuck, probably the spider, but it can still sting. I mean, they can bend pretty far and sting there. I hope, actually, it stings the spider and dies, and they both die, but that's just my hatred of things. But we need bees.
You never know.
I don't know. Remember they were dying and stuff? Like, we need bees for pollinating. Oh, it got loose! It got loose. So whoever just left a comment before you saw the results, what do you think about, I mean, that was for comedy because this thing touched the back of my head and legitimately terrified. Oh my gosh, I think this woman that works here is an actual fairy. Look at her. Look at her haircut. She has one of those actual like fairy haircuts. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you later. That's really the end. It was a little anticlimactic. But seriously, look at her haircut. She really doesn't she look like a real fairy? I think she's a real fairy. One from the fairy gardens. That other guy that was like planting them, I feel like he grew her into a full-size woman. I'm not even kidding. Here she is. You take a look at her. Fairies everywhere. Fairies everywhere. Oh my gosh, look at this. I feel like really that came from a fish tank, but that's still genius. So bringing Disneyland back in. Okay, here's the guy planting them. And here's the bees. I said I wanted a bee attack on film. I regret my own likes. Oh my gosh, there's so many over here, Allie. I've never even seen a bee like this. You're stuck? Why? Are you in a spider web too? Oh my gosh, there's so many bees. Bees pollinating things. I mean, I guess it's good for the plants, but it's terrifying for me. Allie's stuck over there because of the bees, so I guess I'm on my own now. Goodbye, Allie. It was nice knowing you. Ah, run! Okay, so you're terrified of bees and bugs, but was it worth it?
Yeah.
Because it's pretty and it's cute and it's M&M Nursery. M, ampersand, and ampersand M. It's really hard. M and symbol M. Ampersand. Right here on Tustin Avenue. And like the weirdest place next to these weird apartments. And it's kind of weird looking from the outside, right? Like it looks kind of like, what are we doing here? We're gonna buy some weird flowers or like jalapeno plants or something? I don't know what people buy plant-wise. Apple orchard supplies. Then you get inside and it's the cutest thing that you've ever seen in your life. So anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe for some more Sometimes vlogs. I will see you guys later. Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye.